me see my face. Let's move this up a little bit. Let's go. Hey everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed the other two videos I did. I had a lot of fun making them. If you haven't seen them, I'll link them down below so you can always go have a little look if you fancy. Today's video is going to be a little bit more of a talkative one. The last one I did was a DIY and the one before that was an introduction. So I thought this time I'm going to do I really need to put my phone on silent. I actually have like zero time to film this, so I'm going to get my hair cut again. I had it cut already once. See, it's a lot shorter. Woohoo! But I wanted it just a little bit shorter, so I'm going back to get it done a little bit shorter again. So I might just have to film this video in 2 bits and I'll just have longer hair in one and shorter in the other. I have to go. This is not going well today, guys. No, it's not. I will have to record the rest of this video later. Bye, I'm going to get my hair cut. I'm back. Hello. I've had my hair cut. It's shorter now. I'm very straight. I never have straight hair. It's kind of odd for me, but it works. I have my hair cut at Hair Studio, it's called. If anyone is trying to find a place to get their hair cut, I had Cassandra do mine. She was really great. Anyway, where was I? I was talking about what I was going to do my video about today, wasn't I? So I want to keep this one quite short because often when I watch other YouTubers sort of talky videos, I find them quite hard to sit through the whole thing, so I'll keep this one kind of short. I'll try to. We'll see. So basically what I'm going to talk about is my own experience in certain things. It's just sort of like advice, I guess. You're welcome to listen and take it or leave it. It's totally up to you. There's no, I'm not sitting here thinking I'm better than anyone. What inspired me to do this video? Over the past few days I have been talking to friends and I've just noticed this has sort of been something that's on my mind a lot recently and I've ended up talking about it quite a lot, so it'll be good to do a video about it. And it's about self-doubt. I used to be the queen of self-doubt. I was just constantly doubting myself over everything, and it was about a year ago now that I was applying for fashion design school in London, and I would be trying to put together my portfolios, and just as I was doing it, just feeling shit because I just didn't. Oh, am I allowed to swear? I was just feeling rubbish, because I just didn't feel like they were good enough. My things weren't good enough to be a designer, but that's why you go to university or go and study, is because you want to get better, so it's about the potential. And I realised to myself that if I'm sitting here thinking that my own work is rubbish, when the people who are looking at the portfolios and things get the portfolio and look at it, how on earth are they going to think it's good if I don't even think it's good myself? So I realised I need to shape up. I needed to get a little bit more positive in the way I was thinking about myself and my own work. So I was just sat there, I didn't know what to do. Because I Google everything. So I just Googled how to get over self-doubt. And I actually ended up finding this website, which I can't entirely remember the name of. It was Little Buddha or Tiny Buddha or something like that. And it just had a little advice page on how to sort of get over self-doubt. So some of the advice on the page was to write a letter to yourself. From yourself. Sounds utterly mental, doesn't it? And you feel like a total weirdo doing it, but it's literally one of the best things I've done for myself, because it just started off a sort of much more positive mindset for me, and I found that last year, 2015, was an incredibly transformative year for myself. I'm really starting to find, sounds so cliche, but I'm really starting to find myself and who I am and actually really like it and like who I am. So you write a letter from your positive side to your negative side. So as if they're two separate people almost. And obviously it's going to be totally personal to you, but I can sort of say a few of the sort of things I was writing it about. As I said before, one of the biggest things I was struggling with the most at that point in time was my creative work for my portfolios, and essentially I just had to tell myself that yes, my work isn't good enough to be a designer, but I definitely had the potential, and that's why you go to university, is to develop. And I got into design school. I actually decided not to go in the end. So the other one I was really struggling with at that time was I was feeling pretty lonely in the love sense, I guess. My big sister and my cousins had generally had quite long relationships and boyfriends and things like that, and I would compare myself and feel bad because I hadn't really had any substantial relationships, and I just had to tell myself that I was enough, and it was as simple as that. And alongside that, I was constantly comparing myself, and that links in with both the potential and the feeling lonely thing, is because I was constantly comparing myself to other people I was studying with, or for example my cousins and my sisters and such like, who I looked up to massively growing up. And then of course me being enough was such an important part of this whole letter. It was sort of the centre of it all, because it was about me being enough for myself and enough for other people and enough to do the things that I wanted to do. And my letter sort of consisted of those sort of things, like stop comparing myself to other people, know that you are good enough for all of these things, for whatever it is, whether it's a relationship, whether it's good enough to be by yourself, and just be honest with yourself as well. That was one of the big things that really helped me. And so whenever I started feeling like I wasn't good enough or started feeling bad about something, I'd take out this letter and I'd just give it a read. And I would immediately feel so much better. It helps so much. I really got myself into such a better mindset. I was all ready and raring to go, and it was amazing. And eventually I stopped needing the letter. I stopped needing to take it out and read it. And then I got to a point, one day I needed it, I took it out and started reading it, and I realised it wasn't relevant anymore, because those things that I'd written about, I'd sort of gotten past. And so then I moved on, and I wrote a new letter that was more relevant to now. Write a letter. I couldn't recommend it more. It's one of the best things I ever did to myself. You could also get together and write letters for each other. Like, that's another thing you can do, and you can put all these things together, and whenever you need it you can just go through them and read them. So this is a second thing I would suggest to do if you... No, even if you feel like you don't need it, like, do it anyway. Why not give yourself a boost? Everyone deserves a boost. Anyway, so this is the second thing. It's more recent. So the other one was a year ago, and this is more recent. And I was at work, and we had a meeting, and at the end of the meeting, our bosses told us to write... I can't get my words out at all. They told us to write on a little piece of paper for each person at the meeting a positive attribute about that person within the workplace, and also something they can improve on. Or develop on. And so it was anonymous, but my Swedish speaking is fine, but my writing isn't brilliant, so I wrote mine in English so everyone knew who mine was, but whatever. So we all gave each other these little pieces of paper, and most people threw them in the bin afterwards, but I was in a bit of a rush, so I just shoved them in my bag, and I went off and got on with my day. And then throughout the day, I kept reaching into my bag to get something, like maybe my purse or my phone or whatever, and I'd pull out one of these notes by accident, and I'd just read it, and I'm like, oh, thanks. And so what I've actually done now is I got home and I was like, I don't want to throw these away. These things that really lovely people have written about me, and they make me feel good. I had about 13, 14 of them. Put them all in different bags around, so I sort of surprise myself when I find them. So you never, like, just gives yourself a little boost. So that's something else you could do, is either get, like, maybe you'll do this exercise anyway with school or with uni or with work, or maybe you can just get together with a group of friends or your family or whatever, even just write notes to yourself, but just have them as little sort of boosters around the place, just to get you feeling good. I changed clothes and days. I ran out of memory on my card, and then I got a phone call, and then by the time I'd finished my phone call it was basically dark, so I decided I was going to do it tomorrow instead, so here I am today, filming again. So that got pretty deep in the end. I wasn't quite expecting that. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, or I hope it helped you in some sort of way. If not, it made you think of a friend who maybe needs help or anything like that. I think it actually can be relevant to pretty much anyone. No one's perfect, of course. I'm far from perfect. I still struggle with self-doubt from time to time. But I'm so much happier as a person now. But anyway, if you enjoyed these type of videos, please let me know, give it a thumbs up. I'm wittering on now, and I actually have stuff to do today because I'm going to get a tattoo. My lovely friend Jake is going to do it. He does it hand poked. I am scared, obviously, but also excited, and maybe I'll film a little bit. Maybe I can stick a little bit of it in the video, or maybe I'll do a whole separate video on it. That's like vlogging. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Whoa, okay. I'll film a bit and see what I'll do with the video later. So thank you guys, and have a great day or evening or whatever time of day, whatever it is for you. Have a great one. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks guys. Bye.